Welcome, my name is Teresa Kenefick and I am the head teacher of St Joseph's Catholic Primary School, Epsom. Many of you will know the school already and know that we sit next door to St Joseph's Church, our parish. Today we're going to take a virtual tour around the school to give you an idea of what life at St Joseph's is like. But first, a bit of background information. So in our admissions policy you will see that we take in 60 children each September into reception, and if we have space across the school we would admit other children into other year groups. Essentially we are a Catholic school for Catholic children and all priority is given to Catholic children. Over the past few years we have had capacity to admit all baptised Catholic children who would like to come to our school. So let's start our tour, come with me. We're going to go through now to the reception area. So there are two reception classrooms, they operate identically. So typically in the working day of a reception classroom you would find the class teacher working with a set of children. Today you'll see our class teacher who is hearing a reader and she's checking the phonics of the child. It looks to me like you've got about 12 blocks. Can you show me you've got more than 10? Count them for me. Okay, our outside area is elaborate. So not only do the children have the deck, they also have the lower area, which is more for large-scale play. So the bikes and trikes will be out and they do lots of balancing and a lot of jumping. And the teachers again and the teaching assistants will take them down into these areas and be assessing their needs and taking their learning forward. Very quickly the children go out onto the big play space and the gate is open for them to come into this enclosed zone if they feel safer, but typically very quickly they go out into the big play area. Now we're going to go outside and take a little at the playground. This is an outdoor space for Year 1, very much like the reception area, which as they transition from reception to 1 we feel is really important that they still have those experiences of outdoor play. That then leads on to the playground, and you can see this end of the playground is again extensive. The play equipment is not in use at the moment, but typically it would be full of children. And we've got a lot of exercise bikes and cross trainers on the climbing wall. Very, very lucky children. And beyond the gazebo over there is the meadow, which is a very large space that we use for environmental work. It has a lot of woodland, the children can freely run around, and often at lunch times that we would open that up and it's used for lessons. The teachers would take them down there for art, for science, pond dipping, and there's also a prayer garden, so there's some prayer and reflection time as well. Around the school a few years ago we installed a Way of the Cross. The school council took on a project to create this new station, and it was done with a professional mosaics lady. They worked on it all day and produced this most wonderful Veronica and the face of Jesus. And then over to the right is another of our stations, and that is Simon of Cyrene, helping Jesus carry his cross. When you come this way you're going to get a view of our most wonderful fields. Two very large fields used throughout the year. Absolutely amazing that we have our parish church on site as well. And then we would use it for teaching about baptism and all the other sacraments. We would actually go into the worship space. Father Bill visits weekly, and Father Ruslan, very well known to the children, he works with the children whenever we need him to on sacramental input for lessons. So just beyond this section of the field you'd come to the entrance of the forest. Our forest leader, Mr. Randall, will be working with groups of children. They go down for a block of about an hour and a half to 2 hours each, and they engage in all sorts of environmental works. They do some tool work, they learn how to saw safely, they learn about trees and plants, and sometimes they get to make a fire, and they have a wonderful time. And so all the children in the school actually get a chance to do that in their time with us. We tend to block it in blocks of about a month to 6 weeks, and it's highly successful. So we're going to go into a Year 6 classroom now, and you will see a typical Year 6 room. They're heavily focused. It sounds like a maths lesson. Tell us what maths you're doing today.
We are learning how to use strategies to calculate in our heads so we can do mental calculations without having to work things out.
Down at this end also you'll see a few photographs of our school trip to Cornwall, and we do that in the summer, and we've been going since 1988. A fantastic trip where the children do surfing and they do some canoe work, they do climbing and abseiling, and they have a wonderful week on the beach at Bude in Cornwall. Year 4, 5 and 6 we have Spanish as our second language, and a Spanish teacher comes in on a Wednesday.
22 de mayo.
And she teaches the older children Spanish. In year 3, the children are taught by a native speaking teaching assistant. I'd like to just talk to you a little bit about the reading in the school. It's all arranged in stages and phases in the early school, but when you get up to this end, we've blocked it into 4 zones. So the zone at the end here, right at the end, the highest level zone is Hogwarts. We've named them after settings for books, and Hogwarts is our highest level of books that the most able children would be reading. But as you go through this section, we've got Alice in Wonderland, we've got Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and Narnia. So the ICT suite is timetabled throughout the week for classes to come down in sets to deliver the ICT curriculum. We do quite a lot of GPS mapping work, a lot of coding. E-safety is a big part of our curriculum now. And then a standard Excel use and Word documentation publisher, things like that. But a lot of what we do now is focused on the mapping and the coding. Parents can elect to have extra music lessons, peripatetic music, and you pay a little fee on top of that. So we offer flute and violin, guitar, piano, and in fact we'd offer most things to you if you wanted them. Our curriculum is broad. We spent the last year reviewing our curriculum, so a lot of our topics are revised, heavily focused on a knowledge-focused curriculum. Photographs along here are our sports teams. We would have teams that are regular teams, so our netball team, which is highly successful locally. We won the league last year and the year before. We do have a swimming pool, but every child gets to swim through the summer periods from April through to October. So at this time of year we would still be swimming. And we have qualified swimming teachers who come in and spend the week with us, taking all the children in swimming. So this is a year 3 classroom. Mr. Roach.
Oh, Joseph's already.
So can you tell us what you're doing today?
Keep healthy.
Oh, well done. How to keep healthy. What piece of advice would you give us about how to keep healthy?
How to keep fit and how to stay not hot or cold.
The house groups, Walsingham, Lourdes, Fatima and Knock, are places that Our Lady appeared to people, and they have been the houses of the school since long before I came, which is many, many years. If you have children, various children in your family, then they will all be in the same house. There's quite a lot of house identity, and we use it for sports days, for competitions and for grouping children. So it might be Fatima's turn to do something or Walsingham's day to do another. Most of our children would have school dinners, particularly in the lower school. They have choices, they get to choose, which means that they enjoy the food they're eating and they do eat well. All of the children with allergies are catered for independently, so whatever your child's allergy, then we would sort that out for them, and they wear lanyards so that we make sure that the right children get the right food. So that concludes our tour today of St Joseph's School. I'm sure you may have a few more questions that you would like to ask, and I'm more than willing to have a conversation with any of you on the telephone to answer specifics about your child. We look forward to receiving your application by January the 15th, with your supplementary form by January the 15th, and then you will hear from Surrey County Council on April the 16th to confirm that you have a place at St Joseph's School. I wish you a good day and look forward to meeting you.